I need your help to fake a boat sinking during the predicted locust plague 3 days from now. It's the only way. I can never leave Rafael Moreto. People said he'd given up the chance to marry into a powerful official family for me. They called him the man who traded power for love, the farm owner who walked away from vast lands and grain stores just to marry a girl from the tenant farmer slums. For years, he made the world believe in us. He built workshops under my name. He sent me Osmanera cakes every Monday. He told the local gentry and newspapers.
She's my salvation. She saved me when no one else could.
But love doesn't always mean loyalty. While I was busy believing in forever, he was building a second home behind my back, one filled with laughter, toys, and twins who had his eyes. That night I disappeared. His main grain warehouse burned.
Oh God! What have I done? Natalia, I was wrong.
He sent out his farm guards and bribed officials and turned the countryside upside down just to find me. But by the time he did, I was already gone. When I found out, my world stopped. I remember clutching the edge of the carved wooden bed before everything went black.
She must have fainted from the shock, huh? Tss, how pitiful. Who say Sarwise? Anyone who themselves being played like that would faint on the spot, too.
Rafael Moreto, my husband, the May everyone called the Golden Farm owner, dropped a major grain and rushed back overnight. He didn't sleep for 2 days, sitting by my bedside, his face pale with fear. When I finally opened my eyes, he was right there.
Natalia, you scared me half to death.
He whispered, pressing my palm to his cheek.
How are you now? Feeling any better?
Now trembling because I'd collapsed. Looking into his eyes, those eyes I used to trust more than anything, hurt more than anything my body had felt. Love like that couldn't be faked. And yet I couldn't stop wondering, did he ever look at her that way too? Lilith Rizzo, his childhood friend, the woman who had given birth to his twins. If I hadn't seen the proof with my own eyes, the letters, the children's birth certificates, the secret land deeds, I would have never believed it. The world saw Rafael as perfect. But perfection hides things, and his secret had been breathing beside another woman for an entire year. I turned my face away and let the tears soak into the pillow. My hand drifted to my stomach, trembling. After years of failed treatments with doctors, I was finally pregnant.
Mrs. Moradi, the test results are clear. You're pregnant. Approximately 8 weeks along.
I sat frozen on the examination couch, my hand instinctively moving to my still flat stomach. Pregnant? Are you sure?
Positive. The signs are very clear. Congratulations.
And all I could do was cry. Rafael pulled me into his arms, his voice low and tender.
What's wrong, sweetheart? Who upset you? Tell me and I'll fix it.
But then I caught a faint scent on his skin. Expensive powder I didn't wear, mixed with the smell of baby formula. My stomach twisted. I shoved him away and stumbled toward the washroom, retrenching. He rushed after me, holding my hair, wiping my face. He hated messes. He hated the smell of sickness. And yet there he was, on his knees, whispering,
It's okay. I've got you.
It almost broke me again, because in that moment, he was the man I fell in love with.
The one I thought I could never live without. I almost forgave him. I almost convinced myself that if he left Lilith, we could go back to what we were,
Start over, raise our baby together, pretend the world hadn't already ended. I opened my mouth to tell him, Rafael, But his servant came with a message. He kissed my forehead and murmured,
Baby, wait a second. It's a business matter from the grain store.
Then he walked out the door. 30 minutes later, Lilith sent me a photo. Rafael was holding the twins. His lips pressed to their foreheads. The smile on his face wasn't guilt, it was peace. That photo destroyed the last bit of hope I had left. When I left the hospital, I didn't go home. I went straight to Amelia, my oldest friend, the only person I could still trust.
I need you to arrange a boat sinking when the predicted locust plague hits.
That night, I started packing. I opened the wardrobe and took out every shirt I'd ever sewn for him. I cut them into pieces and threw them away. The jewelry he gave me, I handed them to the house servants. And the 16 photo albums we'd made over the years, promising to look at them together when we were old. I fed them one by one into the fireplace. The pages curled, blackened, and turned to ash.
Raphael, goodbye.
At midnight, a servant brought a message from Amelia. Everything's ready. 2 days from now, when the predicted locust plague arrives, your boat will sink in the chaos and flood. You vanish. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I woke up crying. By dawn, I just sat there, knees pulled to my chest, staring into the dark until the skyway turned gray. When Raphael came home the next morning, I pretended to be asleep. He took off his coat, waited for the chill to fade from his body, and then pulled me into his arms. I could feel his heartbeat, steady and strong, against my back.
Baby, look.
He said softly, opening his ledger book. A picture of a new mountain forest and fields glowed on the page, rich soil, clear water, the kind of paradise people dream about in these hard times of locust swarms.
I just bought it.
He said, his voice almost boyish.
It's for our child. And that's not all. I've started planning new workshops and grain fields across the county. Everyone will carry our child's name. When we finally have one, I'll throw a grand 100-day celebration with feasts and opera troupes. The whole county will come to celebrate.
He looked so proud of himself, so full of plans for a future I knew would never come. He talked, and it took him a full minute to realize I hadn't said a single word. Then he heard me sniffle. He turned towards me and froze. My face was wet with tears.
Hey, what's wrong?
He panicked instantly. Raphael Moretti, the man who once faced down armed bandits without blinking, was trembling because I was crying.
If you had even 1 ounce of pain, I'd carry it 100 times over for you.
I forced a small smile and wiped my eyes.
It's nothing.
I just watched a play in town. The husband cheated on his wife. He relaxed, a smile tugging at his lip.
Then you have nothing to worry about. The rest of the world might cheat, but not me.
Never me.
He cupped my face.
I'll stay with you all day. Tell me what you want to eat. I'll cook.
I shook my head. It's fine. I'm meeting some friends for lunch. You should go handle the farm matters. He hesitated, but Raphael never liked arguing with me, so he followed me instead.
When we entered the private dining room in the town's best restaurant, laughter filled the air.
I knew it,
One of my friends teased.
If Natalia's coming,
Raphael's coming too. He never lets her out of his sight. Raphael laughed. Easy and charming, like he wasn't the most feared farm owner in the county. He handed out the gifts he'd brought one by one to every woman at the table. Gasps followed.
oh my God! This is the new LT silk and jewelry set? This costs a fortune! Raphael, you spoil us every time. We're only this lucky because of Natalia.
They were right. Raphael would do anything to make my friends like him, because when they smiled, I smiled.
Natalia's happiness is my oxygen. As long as she's happy, I can breathe.
Everyone at the table looked at me with open envy.
Natalia, you're so lucky.
One of them said dreamily.
He loves you so much.
I smiled politely, the kind of smile that didn't reach my eyes.
Thank you. I'm very lucky indeed.
They couldn't see that my luck was bleeding out of me, one quiet heartbeat at a time. The laughter was still echoing around the table when the door opened. Lilith Razzo stepped in, draped in fine silk and confidence, carrying the faint smell of expensive powder. She paused dramatically, then smiled as if she owned the entire room.
Oh, did I walk into the wrong room? She asked with a soft, melodic laugh. Wait, aren't these my old college friends? The tension in the room turned solid, but Lilith didn't seem to notice or care. She slid into the seat right across from me and glanced casually at the gift boxes in everyone's hands. LT, she said, smiling faintly. Famous brand. Though I guess most of you don't know. It's mine. She looked right at me as she added, my husband invested heavily to start it 2 years ago. He worked so hard, built 26 stores and workshops. He's the best partner a woman could ask for. Her gaze flicked toward Raphael just for a heartbeat, then back to me. The smile that followed was razor sharp. I couldn't breathe. 2 years ago. Raphael started coming home later than usual.
I'm expanding the family business in other counties. Things are just busy right now.
You promised we'd go to the countryside temple together for our honeymoon.
Be understanding, Natalia. I'm really busy every day.
He sighed and pulled me gently into his arms, his voice softening.
Once things calm down, I'll take you on a proper trip. Just the two of us. Okay?
But now I know the truth. He was busy building Lilith Razzo's empire. The pain hit me so hard, I had to clutch my chest to breathe.
What's wrong, sweetheart?
Raphael stood instantly, his chair scraping against the floor.
You're pale. I'm calling the doctor.
Before I could speak, Lilith's voice sliced through the air like broken glass. Still playing the perfect wife act? Don't strain yourself. He gets tired of fragile toys fast. The sound of the slap was sharp enough to silence the entire room. Raphael's hand came down across her cheek so hard that even I flinched.
Say one more word.
He said quietly, his tone deadly calm.
And I'll make sure you never speak again.
Lilith pressed a hand to her face, eyes blazing. But she knew better than to push him. She left without another word. The laughter slowly returned to the dinner table, but my skin felt cold. I could feel Raphael watching me, his hand covering mine, voice soft with worry.
Baby, what's wrong? Let me take you to the hospital.
I pulled away. I'm fine. I just need the washroom. But when I stepped into the hallway, she was waiting for me. Lilith, you really think that slap means anything? She hissed. You're his wife, sure, but I'm the one who gave him twins. If I tell him they're sick, he'll come running. Want to bet? I didn't answer. I didn't have to, because when I returned to the table, Raphael's face was already pale with panic. He rushed to me, kissed my forehead.
Sweetheart, something came up at the grain store. I'll be right back. Okay? The manager has everything covered. Enjoy yourself.
I gripped his sleeve. Didn't you promise to stay with me today? Please, Raphael. Stay. Something flickered in his eyes, guilt, hesitation, maybe fear. He looked at me like he knew leaving would cost him something he couldn't name. But then he said softly,
I'll be home tonight, I promise.
And just like that, he was gone. Half an hour later, a servant brought a message from Lilith along with a photograph. I looked at it, my hands shaking. Raphael was there, feeding their children. Lilith's voice was in the accompanying letter. You bought her new mountain fields, Raphael. I'm jealous. I want it for our twins' birthday.
No. Those fields were for Natalia and our child.
Lilith said softly. You gave her mountain fields a love story. Give this one to me, so our sons will know they weren't born from shame. And then he nodded. Lilith looked straight into the camera in the photo, smiling that same cruel smile. See, even the things meant for you are mine the moment I ask. You lose. I sat there frozen. The letter heavy in my hand. Every memory of his kindness stabbed through me like glass. The way he once wrapped my injured hand in bandages, the way he carried me home through the rain and locust clouds. Everything he did for me, he could do for her. I was done. Tomorrow, I'd leave, taking advantage of the locust plague that had been predicted for this season. That night, Raphael came home to find me already in bed. We'd never slept apart before. We used to wait for each other, even if it was dawn. But this time, I couldn't bear to see his face. He lay beside me, pulling me close, breathing against my neck.
I missed you so much.
He whispered.
It's only been hours, but it felt like years. If you ever left me, I don't think I could live.
Really? I murmured, eyes closed. He kissed my shoulder.
By the way, about those mountain fields, I found out it's not good luck for us with the locust everywhere. I bought 2 more plots. We'll pick one together, okay?
I smiled faintly into the darkness. Do whatever you want. He hesitated, sensing something cold in my tone.
Did I do something wrong?
No. I'm just tired. I drew in a shaky breath. Our anniversary is coming. The day after tomorrow, I'm taking a boat trip on the river. I ordered your gift from another country. I want to pick it up myself.
You're pregnant, love. That's a long and dangerous voyage, with the locust plague everywhere. Let me go instead.
I turned to him and smiled, the way I used to.
No. I want to do it myself.
That broke him, like it always did.
All right. Whatever you want.
The next morning, he made me breakfast before leaving for the fields. Before he walked out the door, I handed him a sealed envelope. It's for you, but don't open it until 2 days from now. Inside were 2 things. My pregnancy test report from the doctor and Lilith's letter with the photo. By the time the news reached him that my boat had been destroyed by the massive predicted locust plague and flood, he would open it. When he left, I packed my things and headed for the river port. Halfway there, another message from Lilith arrived.
D-Lex in. He's here. Don't miss the show.
I shouldn't have gone. I knew what I'd find, but I went anyway. It was their twins' birthday. The Marathi elders, the family's inner circle, all gathered around Lilith. The servants called her Mrs. Moretti. Raphael didn't correct them. He just smiled at her. That soft, familiar smile that once belonged to me. Even his parents smiled. If it weren't for Lilith, his mother said proudly, the Marathi family would have no heir to carry our name. Raphael, promise me you'll take good care of her. He laughed easily.
When have I ever treated her badly? Whatever Natalia has, Lilith has too. Jewelry, clothes, everything.
Something in me snapped. Every sweet word he'd ever said, every kiss, every vow, they all exploded inside me, leaving only ashes. Everyone knew, everyone except me, nothing left to forgive. As I turned to leave, I looked back one last time. He was laughing, his arm around her shoulders.
I whispered under my breath. Goodbye, Raphael Moretti. Never again.
A few hours later, while he played with the twins, his steward came running.
Mr. Moretti.
His assistant's voice stammered.
Your wife's boat. It was hit by the massive locust plague that was predicted to strike this season, along with the flood. The boat has sunk. There are no survivors?
Raphael froze. The color drained from his face.
What did you just say?
I felt the world tilt beneath me before my body hit the ground. Voices blurred. Someone shouted my name. My head was spinning, my vision full of white noise.
Natalia couldn't be gone. She couldn't.
I forced myself up, stumbled out of the mansion,
and half ran towards the stable. The moment I got into the carriage, I saw the envelope she'd left on the seat. The one she told me to open in 2 days. My chest seized. I could barely breathe. I slammed my fist against the side of the carriage until my knuckles split. Why did I ever agree to let her go on that river voyage alone? Because I'd been distracted, too busy throwing a birthday party for Lilith's twins. The twins I should never have had. The search went on for 2 full days. The Moretti family sent farm guards, hired boats, and deep river divers. Every mile of that river area was searched desperately, while locust swarms still darkened the sky.
Mr. Moretti, when a boat is caught in the predicted locust plague and the flood, survival is nearly impossible. We believe Mrs. Moretti has— Shut up! I grabbed him by the collar and dragged him forward. My vision read, "Don't you dare say it. Don't you fucking say she's dead! She's not. She's not dead!"
It took 2 men to pull me off him. Then silence. Only the sound of the river and distant locust buzzing outside the riverside command tent.
Today's our anniversary.
I heard myself whisper. She said she'd be back before sunset. I had planned our celebration. Now it was a funeral. I couldn't stay there any longer. I went back to the ancestral hall where we'd been married. Our wedding photo hung above the altar, her smile frozen in time. The moment I saw it, my chest cracked open again. While she was fighting for her life on the river amid locust clouds, I was drinking with another woman. The thought made me sick. That's when I noticed the envelope again. My hands shook as I opened it. Inside, her pregnancy pulse diagnosis from the doctor, and Lilith's letter with the photo. The truth hit like a bullet. I was in my carriage, heading for Lilith's residence. When she opened the door, I slammed her against the wall.
I told you, you could have anything you wanted.
You were never to let Natalia find out. Never to provoke her again.
So tell me, Lilith, how the hell did she see those messages?
I didn't...
She stammered, but her eyes darted to the papers in my hand. The pregnancy diagnosis. The letter. Her face went pale.
She must...
My hand connected with her face before I could stop myself. The sound echoed off the walls.
I've lived in your shadow for 2 years, Raphael. I bore you 2 children without a proper name or status, and you hit me?
Her words came like venom.
This isn't all my fault. If you could have kept your damn promises, I'd have no reason to hurt her. You think you're innocent? Look in the mirror. She's gone because of you.
I froze. Her voice kept ringing in my head. Because of you. Because of you. Suddenly, I started to laugh.
She's not dead. I said, still laughing.
She can't be. Natalia's stronger than that. I knew her better than anyone. She wouldn't give up her life because of me.
No, she'd walk away.
She'd hide somewhere I could never reach her. Because she knew me too. She knew I'd never let her go. I turned to my men. My voice was calm now. Too calm. Find her. Find everyone she's spoken to this week. I don't care what it takes.
Search every village, every workshop, even the locust-raged fields.
Somewhere out there she was still breathing, and I'd tear the countryside apart until I found her.
3 months later, I could finally breathe again. Not healed, but functional. Before all of this, I'd earned knowledge in accounting and basic workshop management. So I started again. I built something new from scratch, a small modern-style weaving workshop producing fine improved cotton cloth and simple ready-made garments, my own brand. One night, while staring at the loom patterns and account books under the electric bulb, Amelia brought news.
Natalia, are you seriously starting a workshop right now? After everything?
I need this, Amelia. If I stop working, I'll lose myself completely. Working kept my hands busy, my mind quiet, even as locust swarms still plague the distant fields. When the first batch was done, I hired a few local women to help produce it. I didn't expect anything. I just wanted to see if I could still build something that worked. The launch was quiet, but the response wasn't. A week later, Amelia burst into my small courtyard, eyes wide with excitement, holding up her ledger.
Natalia, look at this! The orders are exploding! People are actually loving it!
Wait, really? I thought it was just a small test run.
Small? Girl, this is blowing up!
People loved it. Orders flooded in. Then came investors, offers, partnerships, money from nearby counties, but I couldn't risk being seen. If anyone recognized me, everything would crumble. So I handed the business side over to Amelia. She handled the meetings, the calls, the contracts. She was my public face. I was just the shadow behind the looms. Another 3 months passed before Amelia came to me, excitement in her voice.
We've got a deal! Biggest one yet. Their manager happens to be in town. I'm gonna meet his assistant and sign everything today. You don't even have to show up.
I smiled for the first time in weeks. Be careful, and don't mention me, she promised. That afternoon, she walked into the tea house, Ingrid's, where the meeting was set. But when the man across the table looked up, he froze. His name was Ryan, Raphael's personal steward. He knew that face. If his memory served him right, she was Natalia's closest friend. According to the investigation, the boat that sunk 3 months ago hadn't gone down because of the predicted locust plague and flood alone. Someone had helped arrange its route and timing with insider knowledge. That kind of careful planning wasn't something an amateur could pull off. And Amelia was one of the few people capable of arranging exactly that. There was more. In the 48 hours before the disaster, Natalia had made only 2 calls, both to Amelia. Each call had lasted just a few minutes. Piece by piece, the puzzle began to fit. The boat that sank in the river hadn't been carrying Natalia at all. It had been sailed into the path of the staged disaster, an empty shell meant to disappear. If that was true, then Natalia had planned everything from the start. She hadn't died. She'd escaped. If Amelia was here, then Natalia had to be here too. Ryan reported to Raphael that night. By morning, men from the Moradi farm were already following Amelia. When Raphael finally saw me standing in the garden of the small courtyard I'd been renting, he stopped dead in his tracks. For a moment, neither of us moved. His eyes went red instantly, like he'd been holding his breath for months, 7 months, 214 days. He'd searched every county, turned every river upside down, and yet, when we finally stood face to face, he looked terrified. Terrified that I was real. Terrified that I wasn't.
Natalia.
His voice cracked around my name. It's ice. I faked my death because I wanted freedom. But since you found me, let's make one thing clear. You and I are over. For good. Don't think you can guilt me, chase me, or wear me down until I forgive you. It won't happen. He just stood there, silent.
I swear, you'll lose me for good. This time for real.
His face went ashen. He took a step forward, hand trembling.
Natalia, please. Whatever punishment you want, I'll take it. You can hate me, hurt me, kill me if that's what you need. Just don't leave me again. I can't live without you.
I pulled my hand out of his grip. I don't want your life, Raphael. I just want my own back. Then I laughed. A hollow, tired sound. You already have Lilith and your perfect little family. A pair of twins, proud parents, a happy home.
I ended it!
His voice broke.
I haven't seen her since the day you disappeared. I swear it. Please, Natalia, give me one chance to make things right.
He was already dropping to his knees. His eyes wet and desperate.
I caught his wrist and yanked him back up.
Do you not understand plain English, Raphael? I said there's no us, there never will be. Stop humiliating yourself. Stop haunting me.
I can't.
His voice cracked completely.
I can't live without you.
I turned away, forcing my heartbeat to steady. If you keep coming near me, you'll never see me again. Not even as a memory. He didn't answer. He just stood there, crying silently, like the weight of his sins had finally crushed him. The next night, I came home late from the workshop. The courtyard gate opened, and I smelled food. Warm, rich, familiar. For a second, I thought Amelia was cooking. But when I walked into the house, Raphael stepped out of the kitchen wearing a short jacket, holding a tray.
Perfect timing. Dinner's ready.
For a heartbeat, I forgot how to breathe. The steam rising from the dishes, the scent of garlic and steak, it was a scene ripped straight from my past. For 3 years, this had been our ritual. No matter how late I worked at the workshop, he'd always be home first, waiting with dinner and that same smile. That was what I used to call happiness. But happiness doesn't survive betrayal. I picked up the nearest plate and poured the food straight into the waste bin. I told you yesterday, I said, my voice flat, don't do pointless things. The color dread from his face. His hands trembled. But a moment later, he smiled again, too calmly.
I must have gotten the flavors wrong.
He murmured.
I'll make something else.
I clenched my jaw. Raphael, do I need to repeat myself? He looked at me, eyes hollow but steady.
You can say it 100 times. I won't listen. I'm not leaving. I won't give up. From now on, I'll stay here and take care of you.
Then I'll leave. Snapped.
You're pregnant. You shouldn't be out alone this late, especially with locusts still swarming in some areas.
He paused, voice low and broken.
I'll go instead.
And before I could answer, he turned, walked out, and disappeared into the night. The next morning, I woke to the sound of clattering dishes downstairs. Sleep wouldn't come back, no matter how tightly I closed my eyes. When I finally went down, Raphael was already there, sleeves rolled up, standing by the stove, pretending everything was normal. The smell of simmering tomatoes and eggs filled the kitchen. He looked up the second he heard me.
Lunch is ready. You're going out?
I grabbed my coat. I am. His voice softened even more.
Won't you eat first?
I met his gaze, cold and steady. Every time I see you, I lose my appetite. If I stayed here, I'd starve to death. The words hit him like a slap. He lowered his head, fingers tightening around the edge of the table.
Then come home early tonight.
I didn't answer, just slammed the door hard enough to make the frame shake. Outside, the air was bright, almost too bright. I walked without direction, hands buried in my coat pockets, heart a knot of noise I couldn't untangle. For years, I'd watched Amelia and her boyfriend fight and make up, over and over again. I used to wonder why people did that. Why stay in pain when leaving was an option? Now I understood. Love has inertia. Even when it ends, the heart keeps moving toward what it remembers. Even when you've decided to let go, something inside you still bleeds for what used to be. By noon, the ache in my chest had turned into something else. Sharp, twisting. At first I thought it was stress. Then the pain spread lower, gripping my stomach so hard I could barely stand. No, not now. But the message slipped from my hand. The next thing I heard was a familiar voice.
Natalia!
Shouting my name. Raphael. I didn't even know how he found me. Maybe he'd followed me, or maybe he just knew. He was already by my side, catching me before I hit the ground. His hands were shaking as he scooped me up and carried me to the carriage.
Hold on.
He whispered, voice breaking.
Please, just hold on.
The rest blurred into chaos. The hospital lights, the doctor's voice, the sound of my own breathing echoing in my skull. Hours later, I heard the faintest cry. A heartbeat that wasn't mine. A small, fragile sound that cracked the air open. Our son. When I woke again, Raphael was beside my bed, still wearing the same mud-stained shirt from the night before. His face was pale, his eyes swollen.
You're okay.
He said softly, like he was convincing himself.
Both of you are okay.
I didn't answer. I couldn't. All I could do was look at the tiny bundle in his arms, our child, sleeping peaceful against his chest. For the first time in months, I didn't feel anger. Just exhaustion. And a strange, quiet ache that didn't know which side it belonged to anymore. When we were discharged a few days later, he insisted on driving the carriage home. I didn't fight him. I didn't have the strength. At the door, he hesitated.
I'll stay downstairs.
He said softly.
I won't bother you. I just want to make sure you're okay.
I didn't tell him to leave. I didn't tell him to stay either. Some things couldn't be fixed with promises or tears. Some things needed silence and time. So I let the door close between us. And for the first time, the quiet didn't feel empty. It felt like the beginning of something new, or maybe just the end that finally stopped hurting.